Hey, I'm Champaign native Emily Harrington. You're watching the podcast where townies and transplants share their tales of tears and triumphs, losses and wins, proving week after week that everyone has a story to tell. Welcome to HyperLocals. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the HyperLocals podcast. I have met this woman a small handful of times, almost 2 decades ago. And I'm going to remind her of how I met her, and we're reintroducing ourselves, and she's even more than I bargained for. Already you're coming at it with the stories and really have an open heart. So I can't wait to talk to Stefanie Pratt, Stefanie with an F.
Yes.
Okay, why not a PH? We already had to correct some spelling. So tell me how you got your name.
Well, my mom didn't realize there was going to be a computer, thing going on when she had me 52 and a half, almost 53 years ago. So now I have to have 2 spellings of everything because everybody has PH. But I was named after Stefanie Hart.
Okay.
From Heart to Heart.
Okay. I have heard of this.
Yep. My mom went into labor and she was watching that show. I would think I was going to be named Tiffany or something like that. And she saw that. And she's like, oh, that's new. That's neat. I'm like, yeah, now I have to buy 2 of everything. Thanks,
right.
Mom.
You have to correct people for the rest of your life.
I would say Stephanie, like Fannie Mae Candy.
Okay.
I try to do it that way too, like word association.
That's smart. Very smart. Well, I will never forget it after this. I'm going to tell you that. Okay. So where were we born, Stefanie Pratt?
I was born in Danville, Illinois.
Okay.
Can't you tell by the big hair?
Now, okay, what do you think of when you think of Danville? Is it fond memories? Is it traumatic memories? Is it a good place, bad place, neutral?
Yeah, I lived there. I grew up there. Then I went to Bismarck grade school and Covington middle school. Then I went back to Danville High. And I loved my high school days, and I don't have any bad memories of anywhere that I grew up. There were some times of, maybe some bullies and stuff like that, but that didn't sit well with me. I'd always actually just get mad, and I'd just turn around and confront them. And it didn't always go well, but
Really?
we were good. I didn't get in any fights.
Okay.
I got close to it, but I was like, well, go ahead. I'm still going to be here. So punch me all you want.
You seem like the kind of woman that doesn't give a lot of Fs. You just say what you want to say. You are who you are. And if you don't like it, get out.
For the most part, I do try to stop it before it comes out, and I try to halt that. I'm Italian, Indian, Irish, so I've got that swirling around. I'm a lot better than I was in my high school days. But
So
yes.
more temperamental then.
a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The older I get, the more I really don't care. If you don't like me, I try to be a good person, and if you don't like me, then there's that. There's the door. There's other people you can talk to.
I'm excited to get to that stage of life because at 42, I'm not there yet.
You got 10 more years.
10 more years. Okay.
Actually, I started doing it in my 40s, so probably closer to 50s. I just got sick of things, of why does everybody else get to say stuff and I can't because I get judged? Well, I put myself in the public eye is why.
Sure.
So I have to always think about that, but I try to see all sides of things and make a decision after that.
When you came back to Danville, because you were there in the beginning and then you came back for high school, were you reintroduced to people that you knew back when?
Yeah, I have a friend. Actually, there was a girl, Cindy, and Angie. She's younger. But Cindy and I were born a month apart.
Oh, wow.
And we've been friends the whole time. They're like my sisters. We were at each other's weddings. At 40, she had a baby, and I was celebrating my 40th birthday.
Sure.
But we've went to school together. We're still friends. We're still close.
Okay.
We're there for each other. Almost 53 years.
Okay, so it's still
So I
holds a
have
piece.
those people that I did go to school with. Just because I left, I left, but I didn't have some of the closeness. But in high school, we weren't a really close-knit class, unfortunately.
I was going to say, was it like Stephanie's back in town? Was it?
Not really, because I didn't. They all went in Danville. The middle schools go off into different ones, kind of like here.
Okay.
And back then, you didn't have social media.
Sure.
And then so when I came back, I really only knew maybe a handful of people that I could reconnect with.
Okay. What made you transfer to and fro different schools?
My parents, divorce, marriage, and then I kind of got into the wrong crowd in middle school. And I can't take the blame on this, but I always joke about it that I found the party scene in the 8th grade.
Oh, 8th grade. That's young. That's
little.
young.
And the sheriff's daughter at the time was a good friend of mine, and she was a little wild child, and she got drunk, and they blamed me. And I'm like, I was just there, but okay, I'll take the claim on that one. And they shipped her back to Florida, and they shipped me to Danville.
Wow. Okay.
Said you need to go with your dad and get straightened out.
So did you get straightened out?
A couple years later.
A couple years later.
I mean, I hung out with cheerleaders. I hung out with people across the street. My dad called them hoods at the time. That's people would skip school. I had a variety of friends. I've always had a variety of friends, even from my high school. As you can probably see on Facebook, I have my core, but I have a variety. And I love the massive groups of friends that I actually connect with.
Well, you said at your, was it 50th? You had 500 people there at your
right
birthday
around 500
party?
for my birthday, yeah.
And then you referred to one segment as a band family. So I can tell you diversify friends for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think so many people bring so much to my life. And you have your cores, and you have the people that maybe you don't see as much because maybe they went off and, had kids or they moved or something or life changes, but you still have that connection. And I think that's very important.
That's important to you. The people that you are close to, you are loyal to.
Yeah, when you have my loyalty, I will defend you to no end.
Tell me about academics, sports, anything like that in school?
Well, my dad told me if I could either play sports or I can get a job and have a car.
Oh, you wanted a car and job.
So I didn't play sports. I wanted to try. I do remember that I actually did some basketball and stuff and I did cheerleader. I was a cheerleader when I was younger. I was a little pom pet. Itchiest sweaters. Oh, I hated those things.
Oh, wow. That's old school.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
God.
We're talking like Pee-wee, peanut stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
But I opted to work. So I've worked since I was basically a freshman in high school. I worked actually before that, but really freshman in high school, I do odd jobs at my stepmom's place, economic development on summers and holidays, stuffing envelopes, that kind of stuff. And then I got a part-time job and I worked. I had no choice.
What was the part-time job?
I worked at Burger Chef, and I thought I got my job by myself, but come to find out, the coffee club, grandma and grandpa and parents, they had a little input I found out later on, but they didn't want to tell me because they knew I'd get mad.
Okay.
So I worked there Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 4 to 9. Fridays I'd close. Saturdays I'd work during the day. And then every other Sundays.
And this is a fast food restaurant in Danville.
It's closed now.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, the owners, there's some friends around here still that I've connected with, and I still stay in touch with these people. And we're Facebook friends too, that they taught us a lot. Very hardcore workers. You have time to lean, you have time to clean. It was that
I agree
thing.
with that. Yeah.
And but the good thing is once I got there, if you work drive up, you always found out where the parties were because they'd come through and order at Coke and let you know where the parties were. And then you would actually tell the other people as they come through drive up. So I had my own little enterprise.
So Friday nights come 9 o'clock, you're cashing out, you're checking out.
Oh no, I worked until like 11 or 12 on Fridays. So I'd have to find out where the parties were on Saturday.
Okay. So we're setting ourselves up for the next day.
Yeah. And then people would come through. Hey, where's the party? Where's the party? Because, we didn't have cell phones back then. We didn't have social media.
No.
We had passed the note in school. Oh, you look like you're cute kind of thing. Do you want to go on a date? It was those kind of things.
The good old days.
Yeah. You had a rotary phone, you had to ask your parents to use and dial the thing and wait for it to spin back.
Work ethic seems to be, that was your hobby. That was your thing, was having a good work ethic, making money.
My parents were very big on that.
Okay.
They wanted to make sure that I knew that I could support myself, and they were pretty hard on me.
Okay.
It was not always easy. Let's put it that way. I don't think I really liked my parents when I was growing up sometimes. I respected them, but I didn't like them when they actually pushed me on that. But you're not supposed to be friends with your kids. Your kids aren't supposed to always like you. You're supposed to raise kids to be productive little members of society and let them fly their wings and support them to an extent, but let them fall or they won't learn. And my parents had literally no problem letting me fall on my face.
Okay.
Once.
Yeah. Our generation, my generation, we're still brushing their teeth and getting them dressed at 12, 13. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, my parents said, you can get out the door or you can go like you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not a morning person. I still won't be. I can't be. I'm just not that person. So getting me up was always a hard thing.
Morning person. So are you a night owl?
Yeah.
Okay. Coffee addict?
No, I've never been a coffee person. I just can't get into it. People, you want to have coffee? I'm like, no. I'm like, can we go have a glass of wine? I'm like, better that or lunch or maybe some tea. But no, I mean, you don't want me on coffee either.
Okay, I was
got
going to say,
enough
you're
energy.
pretty high energy.
Yeah.
on your own.
And it's all more natural. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
don't.
So tell me, at what point in high school does your hair look like it does now?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yes. I probably should get you, I mean, I could probably share some pictures.
Oh, I
mean,
love
back
it.
when I was the big hair, I was always a big hair. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I
Yeah.
mean, we had the mullets, we had the big hair. I mean, the Aquanet was our best friend. I mean,
Sure.
we went through cans of that stuff. I almost did a campaign that said, with every home you sell, you get a free bottle of a can of Aquanet.
Funny.
Because Aquanet came back, but I kind of missed that boat. I had other stuff going on.
That is so funny. That is so funny. Okay, so your hair developed in high school.
My hair's always been, yeah. Big.
Okay.
My mom cut it short when I was in
gosh.
grade school, and I thought my dad was going to kill her.
Oh my God.
I looked like a little Sambo tomboy is what they called me. And I'm like, I didn't like that.
Naturally
So-
curly.
So yeah, so this is natural.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually use a straightener on it to a Brazilian blowout every like 4 to 6 months to take the frizz out.
Wow.
And it's still,
And it still curls like that?
yeah.
Okay.
I had to learn that it's just not going to work.
And when do we develop kind of this persona, this rock star persona? Bret Michaels, where does this love develop?
I have always loved music. My first show was actually in Danville was Joan Jett.
Okay.
My dad got me tickets and everything because he worked at the Civic Center on some stuff. And I thought that was kind of cool. And I've always liked it. And I remember meeting Bret with Poison. Just there's a moment of it. And I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. And now the fact that I know him, it still blows my mind that I put my mind to it. I got to know him and I brought him in one time and he's very nice. I mean, I don't have a cell phone number. I mean, actually, I kind of do have it in my phone, but I'm not supposed to have it. Somebody actually put us on a group thread a while back, and I was part of some of the security team and some of the guys in the band, and I'm like, I think I have Bret's number right now.
Oh my
I'm not going to
gosh.
do anything with it. I would never do that. I would never, cross the line. But his band I'm very close with this band. I love his band.
Okay, well, we will talk about that when we come back from break.
There's a lot to it.
There is a lot. Okay, and we are back. And I'm excited to pick up where we left off. You just keep giving me these nuggets, and I'm trying to write everything down so I don't forget. But before we move on, let's go to Bret Michaels, okay?
There's a lot to unpack with me, and I know. And you go,
I
oh my
love
gosh,
it.
I had no idea. Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
And
I'm like,
that's the point. That's why you're here, truly, is people are going to see a whole nother side of you. So you said you met Bret. Like, does he know who you are?
oh yeah. Yeah. He knows my name. Yep.
Okay. How many times have you seen the band?
I don't have that number. I mean,
Too many to count.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, yeah, it's just too many. I mean, we see them multiple times a year. I mean, it's not like people go, okay, I want to go see a concert. I can't wait to see my favorite concert. Like Guns N' Roses comes around, you go see them. That's just a little different with that band. I got to know them a little personally. So there's friendship there.
Yeah.
So like I'll talk to a couple of them every once in a while on text and everything. But I go see them. Like we'll go see them in 2 weeks in Joliet. And we'll go hang with the band.
And they're still touring?
Yeah, his Bret Michaels band, his band.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. He's a very interesting person, and I really like how he's made himself and how he does his business. He doesn't sit still.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a lot of respect. I feel like we're cut out of the same cloth.
Yes.
It's very interesting. And even one of his band guys, it's like you guys are like in different levels on the different mindsets.
That work ethic.
Yeah.
That grit and go. So Bret, you've met him. Did you like Rock and Love? That's the show that's
the Rock and
resonating.
Love. No, I wasn't going to go on the Hoochie Mama show. No. I did watch it going, oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. That's how he's connected in my brain.
Yeah.
To that reality show.
I mean, it was basically a reality show. I mean, there was some seriousness to it, but for the most part, it was to get him out there. And I know some of the back end stuff, which is kind of interesting.
When you say band family, what does that mean?
It's just my family. It's they're a band, but it's like they're family to me.
Okay.
And like they know. Like we were in Decatur a few years ago, it was before COVID and everything, and Bret was over there, and I came back and I had my backstage pass, and I don't always see him. Sometimes I'll see him and sometimes I don't. I'll always like wave or something, but I don't always get in line to actually take a picture with him because it just depends on how many people are there. And then
Sure.
Pete pulls me and Brandy over, my friend, and it's like, hey, get in line. Brett's like to say hi to you. I'm like, okay. So we go there and we say hi, take a picture and everything. And I start to walk around the back, and security guy calls me and says, oh no, you have to go this way. I'm like, no, I'm not walking out through the crowd. I'm going that way because I have this pass.
Right.
Pete comes over and says, she's our family. She comes with us. And I'm like, I looked at him like, and there's that. Bye.
So this is next level fandom.
Yeah, it's not like, I'm not a groupie or anything. I'm not,
Do you
sleeping
think
with
he's
them or anything
attractive?
like that.
Is it attraction?
You know what? Somebody asked me, would you ever date him?
Yeah.
Of course, he's married, so there's that answer.
Oh.
But no, all these years I've said for a long time now, if that option was ever there, I don't think I could, because I see him a certain way.
Sure.
Would never want to ruin that.
Yeah. Right.
That mindset.
You respect him too much. Yeah.
Well, there's too much history. There's 40 years there.
Gosh.
I can't let 40
wild.
years. So yeah, I don't have that fantasy, that mindset.
Okay. And that's what it was never about.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. We do find love for you eventually, right? In what era? Early 20s?
I've been in love, yes. I've had some really good romance. I mean, I'm a big romantic, to be honest. I'm waiting for that guy that, that man, I should say, that can hit that bar that I need. That can, as my dad said, since I was like a teenager, it's going to take a strong man to handle you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes, handling is one good word for it. But I will blend to an extent, but I'm not going to be saturated.
Okay.
My bar is set. I know what I want in a partner, and I look forward to having a partner, and I look forward to growing old and older. Maybe I don't want to grow old. But I want to have that. I do want to have that.
Okay. Are we on the apps? Are you on any kind?
I will not.
Really?
No, I refuse. Nope. Years ago, before I got more in the public eye, I would be on there, and I just couldn't do it. I mean, it just made me know why I wanted to be single. So I had to get off. But then my cop friends, I had 2 cops sit down with me, one sergeant, another one. He's like, what the hell are you thinking? You're going on a single dating app.
Yeah.
You live by yourself. You're successful. You have your own money.
Yeah.
And you're going out there on blind dates with strangers. What the hell are you thinking? And I'm like, yeah, when you put it that way, it's probably kind of dumb, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
you are recognizable, if nothing else. I mean,
when I do, I got the weirdest, even like 10 years ago, I got the weirdest stuff.
Okay.
I'll have to send you I think I still have it. Some guy compared, himself to broccoli, and maybe why I should actually date him and give him a chance, because even his son didn't like broccoli, but once he tried broccoli, he liked broccoli. Think of me as broccoli. And I'm like, I looked at his profile and I thought, we have nothing in common but breathing air. Nothing.
Oh.
I mean, I wish you the best, but what?
Okay, so you tried it. You dabbled.
I dabbled. No. I'm not going to go out with somebody just to go out for dinner. I got people to go out for dinner.
Okay.
I want to go out because I want to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
I want to have fun, and I want to create a relationship.
Okay, so how do you meet eligible bachelors these days? Or it's just not a priority?
It's not my focus.
Okay.
If it happens, I welcome the opportunity.
Sure.
But I'm not out there searching. I mean, some girls, I got to find a boyfriend. I'm like, I don't have to have anything.
Okay.
I take care of everything myself. And my guy friends will tell me, because I have a lot more guy friends than you think. I mean, very close to a lot of my guy friends. I probably take care of myself too much. So guys feel like, I don't need them. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I don't need them. And that's always the argument. I'm like,
Right.
There's a need for some things, and there's a want, there's a desire. When I want something and I desire it, I'm going to have more of a need.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You're
But
an
don't think
independent
that you're
woman.
going to come and take care of little old me, because little old me will
Don't
do my
need
own
it.
things.
Okay. All right. So we do get married. Can we talk about that?
My practice around marriage.
Sure.
Yep.
And he's a local guy.
He's not anymore. He moved.
Okay.
Yeah. Him and his wife moved.
Oh,
He got
him and his
married.
wife. Okay. Successful in retrospect. You learned from it.
I call it a learning experience.
Okay.
I don't like to say mistakes, because I feel like it's a mistake if you continue to make it.
Okay.
A learning experience is something that, okay, well, now I screwed that up. So, or that got screwed up. And I don't think I screwed it up. I don't think necessarily he did. I don't think we were matched. And I think I wanted that relationship just like he wanted, but we weren't matched together. We were
Okay.
not. It was not a good match.
Okay. And you made it about a year and a half?
We were together for almost close to 3 years before that. So we were together for 4 years, 3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
So it's not like we didn't try, but
Yeah.
once the marriage got there, he got comfortable, and I wanted a partner. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was like, I asked him right before I left when everything had blown up and I was moving out. He said, "What would it take to keep you?" And I said, "Well, date me. Take me on dates. Treat me like your wife." And he goes, "Why should I date you? You are my wife." And I said, "And there's your answer." And I turned around and I walked back, went in my bedroom, and I knew that God had led me to that. I went to counseling and everything. I learned a lot that year. I did want to try.
You are a true romantic.
I am. I mean, Danielle Steele's my favorite author.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I'm listening to her audiobooks. I've learned audiobooks now.
Is so funny.
But I have probably 30 of her books.
So does real estate come for you before or after the marriage or during?
After.
Okay. So what are you doing for a job when you are married?
I used to make dreams temporarily disappear by being a beer rep. Now I make them come true. Okay. That's my. I was a Miller girl, a promotional model, and then I got asked to do beer sales. So I was a sales rep for a local beer company, Orange and Blue Distributing. Okay. It's now Kerner bought them out. It was Miller Lite, Coors Light, Ice House. I came on as an Ice House girl. I still have my poster, and I'm still hang out with some of the girls. I see them. I saw one, my friend Chris, the other day. But then I just wasn't going to go anywhere. I mean, I went where I could with that job. 8 years.
Did you have high aspirations always? You knew there was something bigger, better?
I always just try to push myself, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And sometimes a lot of times I look back and go, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did that. I'm still so proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be your own biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Because as I learned, you have to be your own biggest cheerleader and you have to be your own biggest advocate. And other people can be, don't get me wrong, but you've got to believe in yourself first. And if you don't, how can anybody else?
Was there ever a time where you didn't believe in yourself?
There's been some times that have been to rough patches, like going through the divorce. I felt like a failure. I filed bankruptcy. People don't know that.
Was that because of the divorce?
It wasn't because of the divorce, but I did some stupid spending stuff and used credit cards, and that was before. And I had to learn that lesson. And then I pushed myself. Well, they pushed me out of Orange and Blue right about that time. And I was like, I had to go on unemployment. I didn't want to do that. And people don't know that about. I was going to go into real estate, but they found out about it. And of course, once an employer finds out that you're leaving, let's just move you along and everything. And that's fine. But I cried to my dad. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm not a loser. And I'm like, I'm not a loser. What am I going to do? I couldn't pay my rent. It was a really, probably the lowest part of my life right there.
Okay.
And my dad had to loan me $450, and it was hard for me to do that. I didn't want to take his money.
Did you pay him back ever?
I've paid him back tenfold by now. But he met me in the Schnucks parking lot. And he goes, "This is just a loan." Stefanie. He goes, "Don't be so hard on yourself." I'm like, but I don't want to be that person. So that's when I focused on getting my real estate license. And I did a home study. And I had this little PSC printer, and I would create my own little marketing, and I would mail these little postcards out and everything that I could make because I didn't have, I've cashed in the 401k that I had.
Sure.
And I worked part-time at Andrews Harley Davidson, and they had no idea what I was going through. I was fighting for unemployment, and I had to manage what I got with what I got part-time.
Okay.
As I started my real estate career.
Why real estate? What interests you about it?
Well, at first I thought it was looking at pretty homes and I could be my own boss.
Sure.
And I had no idea all the stress and the blood pressure issues you're going to have later on. But I just wanted my own business. I wanted to do something from the ground up. And I thought I really liked homes. I wanted to be my own boss. I have to learn this. So I went up to Tom Harrington, T.H. Harrington, and when I got my license and said, "I'm going to be your number one agent." And they still remember that, him and Barb. They're like, "You came in like, who is this girl?" I'm like, Bob Plucky at Bank Illinois.
Okay.
He was out of business after hours. I said, "I want to get my real estate license. You know everybody at the Chamber after hours." I said, "Who do I talk to?"
Jeez.
So Charlie Younger called me from Coldwell Banker, and it started from, "Hey, this is Charlie Younger at Coldwell Banker Real Estate or Devonshire Realty. How would you like to become a very rich woman?" I said, "Only if I can make you a very rich man back."
Wow.
And that was the beginning of our conversation.
And the beginning of your career.
Yep.
That
I
just
had
kinda
no
boomed.
idea what I was going to do. You would have told me where I would be right now. I don't know if I would have believed it.
Oh, it's fascinating. That is fascinating. So today, I feel, and you can correct me, that the market is saturated with realtors. Do you feel that way?
I think we have a lot.
Yes.
I think people think, especially during COVID, that, oh, houses were flying off. I'm going to get my real estate license and all I have to do is go in and, show homes and I get commission. And it's like, no, there's more to that. I knew when I got into it, you had to have 6 months of money in the till because you may not get paid for the first 6 months. You got to get going.
Yeah.
And you got to develop your clientele. You got to show them houses. You got to learn the lending. You got to learn all this stuff. And it takes a while. And I think there's some stellar new realtors out there. And I've worked with some of them. And some, I think that maybe this isn't their calling.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think it did get saturated a little bit. But I 80% of the business is done, by 20%.
Okay. It's glamorized.
I think it can be. When somebody asks me to get their real estate license, I tell them the bad and then I tell them the good.
Yeah.
They're
Smart.
like, well, Debbie Downer. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You have to know all the aspects. It's not all a bed of roses. I mean, half the time we're stressed out because we're trying to figure out what we can do for our clients, but we don't want our clients to know that we're stressed out trying to get things done behind the scenes.
Sure.
I mean, right now I've got a home inspection I'm trying to deal with and trying to keep the seller calm and trying to keep everything on track. And it's button heads.
What's the biggest personality trait you need to be a good realtor that you have?
You have to, gosh, there's quite a few, honestly. The biggest trait, you have to be flexible. You have to have a business mind of some sort. And you also have to have patience, something I was never good with.
Okay, so you're not a patient person.
I've learned to be.
Okay.
I've had to learn. It's hard at the beginning because you have to know that you have a process to get things through, and you have to have a calming side to you to keep the client on track.
Okay.
Because they will, it's a freak out moment half the time.
Sure.
And that's what we have to do. You're a coach, you're a firefighter, you're a therapist,
Yeah.
you're a negotiator.
Yeah, banker, yeah.
Yeah, you're everything. But therapy is probably the biggest one. You got to keep everybody calm.
In 2009, you sold my husband and I our home.
I did.
And I think you're such a notable, iconic name in this town. And then you faded. I think you faded back a little bit, and now maybe you're kind of coming forward again.
I come in and out of stuff. Because at the time, when I was building my home in the Showcase of Homes.
Okay.
When I sold you your house, that was 2009.
Yeah.
I designed it. And I remember sitting on the steps about crying, going, oh my gosh, they just loaned me all this money and I'm buying this house.
Oh my gosh.
I was 40 under 40. I had went to Risk Media Real Estate Magazine out in New York. I was actually, I was awarded out there. I've always been a top producer and everything, but yeah, some of the awards, there's only so many awards you can get, and I pretty much got them all. So what am I supposed to do now?
Relax.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Philanthropy, because you do dive into that.
I do. And I used to chair a lot of stuff. I was on committees and then I chair a lot of stuff. So, I should say awards. I got an award last year for a new one. It was the top duo team for Coldwell Banker internationally that they just created, and they surprised me with it.
Oh, wow.
Literally, They said they wish they would have got my face because you never make me speechless. And I was like, what? And the whole theater group was like, eyes on me. I'm like, what did I just win?
Wow.
I'm number 9 in the nation. Seriously, that was
So you're the number 9 producer in the nation for that company?
for Coldwell Banker internationally. Yes.
Wow.
They created a new duo team for 2-person team because they always had 3, 5, 6, whatever. And I thought, wow, that's cool. So I forgot that. I guess there was one more award that I squeezed out.
Okay, and I'm sure there's more to come. And we will talk about this after this break. Okay, and we are back. We talked a lot about awards. I want to dive in a little bit to your philanthropic efforts because there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I don't think people know everything that I've done, but
I remember you most visibly from the Fur Ball for Humane Society, and you said you actually created it.
I did. They
Okay.
came up to me at a Cold Noses, Warm Hearts event and asked me if I would talk to them about something. And I said, okay. They said, well, we'd like for you to go get a drink and come back. And I'm like, well, I have a drink. Just go ahead and ask me. What do you want? I'm like, I can see something's going on here. They asked me if I would take over the event and create it and take it to another level. And I said, I will do it on 2 words. Total control. Don't buck my system. Don't tell me how to run it. Give me the leadway. If you don't like it, trust me, can't go any further down than it is right now. And they were like, okay. So I did battle a little bit, but I had the coolest event. We even brought a dog in and walked it through. Samson, it was a success story.
Yeah.
Because how do you get money out of people? You show something that actually, horrible that's actually going on, and you show the success of it now.
Tangible,
and you
sure.
dim the lights and you get the alcohol flowing.
Okay. And you succeeded with that.
I did.
And it's still going on to this day.
Yep. I'm actually meeting with them, might be meeting with them today. I'm just waiting on a call back because
Okay.
I always still go and I still support it. Very huge on animals. My heart is with the Humane Society, definitely.
Well, right before this interview, you texted me and you said, I got caught in my office with a conversation about fundraising.
Yeah. The masquerade ball, the Salt and Light. My good friend, Mike Namoff, we've been friends. People don't know this. I helped him start mega events.
Okay, this is Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
And I couldn't actually go forward with it because I had real estate and he wanted to take it to a different level. So I help him out. But he's meeting with the masquerade ball. And they were asking, hey, can you actually help donate and do some stuff? And I said, hey, I'm going on a podcast. Can I talk to you later? And yes, I'm in. I will be there. I've got my tickets. And so he said, I'll find you tonight at the Journey tribute band at City Center. And I'm like, okay, we'll talk.
Okay, do you say no to anything?
I do have to say no sometimes if I feel like I cannot do it.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to say no.
I bet.
I try to say at least, hey, I can't do it right now. Maybe it's not in my budget because I do budget things, time and money, but keep me on the list and let me find another way to actually do it.
Okay. What other philanthropies would you want people to know about that you're involved in?
Well, I did Dancing with the CU Stars in 2019.
Okay, so tell me the recipe, what you consumed prior to dancing.
Oh, well, I thought we were having a little bit of food, and then they had some sandwiches up there, but the dancers ate them all.
Oh, my gosh.
And the screens went down, so people didn't have the screens as much, so it was a little bit of nerve-wracking, and I was ready to go. I did the rock and roll routine. I coordinated it. I said, I'm only going to do it if I can do my songs, and they're like, okay, well, this is going to be a lot. So they put me at the end, and I had a bag of chips, a banana, and a bottle and a half of wine.
Okay, so was it a successful dance?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And I got dared to get the microphone out of Stevie J's hand.
Oh my God.
And I did it. And I've got it. It's on YouTube.
Okay,
My
I'll
friend
have to
actually
YouTube
videoed
it.
it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But at the end, you'll see where I actually hold the microphone and I lifted it out of his hand and you could see him like, and I put it back down. I'm like, and I succeeded.
Maybe it's the bottle and half of wine probably gave you the guts to.
That just leveled me out.
Yeah,
I have a high tolerance for liquor, so
Okay.
I have to watch, but I didn't sit there and guzzle it. But
Well, it's a long event,
Yeah.
especially for the dancers.
I just needed to keep my nerve. As soon as my nerve, I'm like, okay, I need another glass of wine. I need to start sipping.
Oh my gosh. And so that's for the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
Okay.
And I still try to do stuff with them. I love supporting that event and their club. I was on their board for a while.
Okay.
I was on the American Cancer Society. I worked with that. Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I mean, there's not much that I have not been on or as a committee going through the years.
Yeah.
But chairing the Humane Society was the big one that I chaired.
Okay. And what about the police department? You said you give them a lot of support.
I believe in law enforcement. I believe in good law enforcement. Let me correct that.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2020, when everything was going down and they were being attacked more in 2022 or 2021, I started feeding them, Feed the Police program.
Oh.
And I would get businesses together and we would just send out food and I would get how many people were in each organization, like the Champaign, the Urbana, U of I, and Sheriff, and we would get lunches. And I called my friend at Hickory River. He was my main supporter of it and did a lot. And like, hey, can we do this? Give me how much this is going to cost. And then I would go to people and then I would promote them and put a little flyer on there saying, we support you.
That's
and we
sweet.
would make sure they had a meal to know they had our support. You got my back, I got your back.
Does this get you out of speeding tickets?
I don't know. I'm pretty good now about my speeding.
Okay.
Thank God. That's taken a long time. I'm not saying that I don't speed. Please don't watch for my car. But I think they know if I'm doing something wrong, I expect to be
Okay.
in trouble.
Okay. So we're not going to test that.
I'm not going to test that. no.
Okay. Fair enough. I want to talk about what I told you in the beginning, the things that I connect you with. And we talked about real estate, obviously, and then we kind of mentioned dogs. So let's circle back.
Oh, my fur babies.
You chose to have fur babies over human babies.
Well, I didn't choose.
Okay.
I had, as I mentioned, I had thought I would have kids all along. And when I got married, that was the goal. Well, that didn't last, obviously. So I had to make a choice. And I thought, well, I can always do it on my own. I teased my parents. I'm like, I can always just go get a frozen pop or something. And they're like, what? I'm like, I know that's not the right term, but it was kind of my lighthearted way of saying, if I want kids, I will have kids. But I still wanted somebody to have kids with. And honestly, Emily, my life just took its turn. And I feel like God has a plan for me. I'm Christian. And I just went with the plan. And when I think we talked a little bit, and you probably want me to go on this, is I haven't really got out there and talked about whole the female stuff, but I've in menopause. And when I started going through and I knew that's what was going on, I had to have a come to Jesus talk with myself going, is this what I'm going to do? Because when you're done, you're done. I mean, yes, I can adopt, don't get me wrong, but is this the path that I'm going to be okay with? Am I going to regret this? And I had some months of thinking deeply and some tears about it, but I realized God still has a plan for me of where I am. And 2 young women are in my life. Lexi, the singer, I love her very much. She's very close with me. And my other friend, her daughter, Leah.
Okay.
And I feel like I can be a role model to them. And I like that. And I just have to go with what I have right now. I mean, I have fur kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many fur kids do you have?
I have 2 right now.
Okay.
So Shaba and a Bailey.
Okay.
Bailey was a little bait dog. I got her rescued from a bait operation. I didn't know that's what she was, but
What's a bait dog or bait operation?
they take dogs, puppies, and dip them into dog fights.
Oh, God.
And she had marks on her. She had scars. Still, the girl that actually rescued her basically was like, put me through like everything to try to adopt her, which I appreciate because we're still friends and I tag her every once in a while on the anniversaries. But she had marks on her. She had worms. You could see where they tied her up. She had the scars. Her ears had been torn, but she's the sweetest dog. She has not missed one moment of love. She is the biggest love bulldozer dog that you ever want to see at about 45 pounds.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Yes, you do believe you can. I think sometimes you have dogs that have gone so far past, just like humans.
Yeah.
They miss that empathy part, or they have so much trauma in their life, they've got something going on, some mental issues or something. I believe dogs are the same way. And you've got to know the limits of where you can be. Like some dogs are family dogs. Some dogs like other dogs.
Yeah.
Some dogs are single household dogs.
Sure. But you have found 2 that you love and adore.
I have 2 right now. Yes. I had Gizmo and I lost him 2 years ago.
Okay.
Had Shelby. I've had quite a few dogs.
I bet. Okay.
My babies.
No regrets on not having kids.
I wouldn't say absolutely firmly, not one single regret, but I think it's for the most part, yes. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it now. I had to make that decision and I made the decision and I'm not going to have regrets of my decision. I wish I would have thought maybe 10 years before, maybe and talked about it, but I still don't know if I would have actually made the decision to have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is so different. I struggled. Do I want to bring a child into this world and have them in what's going on?
Okay.
Because there's a lot. So there's a lot in my mindset there, but I think it's great. Kids are our future.
Yeah.
When people say, well, you don't have kids, how do you have such a say in like when school district and stuff that I'm like, well, have you seen my tax bill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I pay taxes and that is my future. Those kids are my future and who's going to lead me when I'm older.
Do people really say that to you?
I've had a couple of people say that. Not very often because, here's the response you're going to get back.
Sure.
The firecracker.
We talked a little bit about, and we can go whatever direction you're comfortable, but you are a conservative and you are well known for your position. Is that fair to say?
I mean, everybody else has a position. Why can't I have a position?
And that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So why do you think it's important to be able to say what you need to say?
I think it's important to say what you want to an extent, but you got to think of the other side too, and be respectful that they have another side. Some people are like, nope, my side's right and your side's wrong. Well, to an extent. I mean, you got to think of human decency and stuff like that. And there's always something underlying that you have to look at. Just because somebody says something, like I don't always agree with, our president, what he says sometimes, but I like the positions that he takes on stuff. And I understand the underlying business aspects of it.
Sure.
And I have to look deep. And then there's other times I'm like, I'm right on board.
At a certain point in our society, I even thought about taking down our American flag because there is just so much going on.
I would never do that.
So my point is that I respect you for having a position and not being afraid to state it.
Well, I think being a business owner too, I see things differently than just like somebody that's 8 to 5 or has a profession.
Sure.
So my mindset is a little bit different, and I can't believe sometimes I think this way because I'm like, oh my gosh, before I was a business owner, I didn't have some thoughts on this stuff. But now I know how taxes work and how all this politics actually plays into where I get my money and how my life actually is ran to an extent. I do have to have a position on it because it affects me.
Are you afraid of pissing people off, especially in a business capacity?
I'm not afraid of it. I hope that people can respect the fact that my business is my business and I'm going to treat everybody great, no matter what your position. I have friends of all walks of life. As we talked earlier, I have people of all walks of political stance. And I will talk across the aisle. I have some friends that we debate and we are completely opposite on our political, but we come together and we know, okay, well, we're not going to get anywhere with this topic. So let's go to the next one.
Okay. You also mentioned faith quite a bit. So where does that play into because that's not part of your persona, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I share a little bit about it, and I think I've shared more and more over the years. I was saved, I was baptized, and I was worshiped in the Holy Spirit. So I do have all that, and God is my partner in life, actually.
Was this later in life you came to these realizations?
No, I was saved when I was teenager.
Okay.
So. But I've always had that. I just, I feel like it's my relationship with God, and I don't have to go to 4 walls to actually pray. God is in my life every day. The Holy Spirit moves me a lot, and people close to me know. And sometimes we'll talk a little bit more, and some people I talk more about it than others. My friend John Rector, I love him.
I interviewed him. You got to listen to it. Yes.
He'll come over at my pool, and he comes on Sundays, like around 1 if he gets here early, and we have our political talks. We have our spiritual talks. We'll have our world talks, and we have all these talks and everything. And then everybody else comes like, okay, all right, we got to change direction because we got too deep into stuff.
Or you don't want to. It turns contentious sometimes. You have to be careful.
For the most part, we're pretty good. I've only had 2 blowups at my house with people that probably shouldn't have. It was the wrong day for them.
Okay. All right, and we will talk about that when we come back.
Junk.
Okay, and we are back. Okay, we talked offline a little bit about how I respect you because you're able to say your positions, and this is my problem with still giving the Fs, and you're lessening your Fs.
Well, I'm 52, almost 53.
So I have another decade. But my point is, you talked about I respect you because you're able to say what you need to say. And you're not really afraid of the backlash. But on the back end, people are messaging you, supporting you quietly.
Yeah. Well, they'll do it online, and then they will. Some people don't want to be public about it, and that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. And they'll say, "Oh, I love the fact that you hold true to your convictions. You're your biggest supporter, and you're behind yourself on whatever you say. You stand firm. Once I say I stand on something, I stand on something. Just because you don't agree with me doesn't mean that I have to change my stance just because somebody doesn't like me." And I think after being in the public eye over the years and being attacked just for stupid things, I mean, they'll come after my looks, and I'm like, oh, you come on. I mean, we're already past that. That was high school stuff. Let's just go past that. If you can't have an argument somebody without a battle of wits, then we're going to have a problem. I mean, have a discussion with me.
Yeah.
If you have an opinion. One guy said he wanted to have a discussion with me on Facebook about something recently. And I said, okay. I said, but not today. It was Charlie Kirk's funeral, and I didn't want to I was a memorial, and I was watching it, and he made a comment, and he said, well, I have some questions for you. I'm going to message you. And I said, no, I'm not going to do this over text. I will do this in person if you want to meet, and not today. And he goes, well, I can just see that you don't want to talk. No, that's not what I said.
Right. But you're putting a boundary up.
Yeah. If you want to talk to me, we'll talk. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have a drink. Let's have a conversation. But I'm not going to sit there and bark at each other on text with no
and waste
context.
Your time.
And text and emails, as you know, words on paper don't have emotion in it. And it can be construed the wrong way. And somebody can get very upset about stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm just used to being come about. I mean, people will attack me for no reason sometimes. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I mean, I'm not losing sleep.
Yeah, you're not losing sleep.
Well, you see some of my memes sometimes like, oh my gosh, somebody on Facebook doesn't like me. How will I live with myself? And I put those little things up because I push the buttons.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Here you go.
You don't lack confidence. Would you say that?
For the most part, yes. Every once in a while, I have to challenge myself. I get a little bit, okay, should I do this or should I not? But I have to make a decision. And my motto is always be glad you did rather than wish you would have. It was on my high school wall. Somebody spray painted it, so, some graffiti, but that's what we did in the 90s.
So just do and apologize later.
Well, don't have a regret. I mean, if you have a regret, the only regret I really have, the biggest one, which is a Bret Michaels. I could have been on the bus one time.
You're kidding me.
And traveled around when he was in Champaign and they would have brought me back.
That's your biggest regret in life.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good regret, isn't it?
Yes. And so apropos for who you are. Tell me about your bus, because this is the second time I've heard about it in a few days. Do you rent it out to people?
So it's Rockin' Express. It's a business. I did not need it.
Okay.
I did not try to get it. I bought a limo in 2020 when everything was shut down, and he was trying to get rid of it. He's like, I don't know when we'll start this back up. You rent it enough. And I'm like, what do I need a limo for? I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. So I got it at a really good price.
Okay.
Dad couldn't even talk me out of it. I tried to get my dad to talk me out of it. And then people wanted it. So I went and got a party bus in the middle of the pandemic, 2021. Went and got a party bus in California, started a business. The school started, Unit 4 started renting it to help the kids to and from their schools after school activities.
Okay.
Because there's not enough bus drivers.
Okay.
And there still isn't. It's hard to get a CDL passenger endorsement. I've learned a lot about this business. So I had to take the stress off the party bus. So I got a shuttle bus for them. I just got that in February. And they're a good 50% of my business.
Okay.
If not more. And I have a limo, a party bus, a shuttle bus. I have another limo that I'm going to sell because I don't need 2 limos. And I just bought a Sprinter van for me. But I did not need this business. It just keeps growing on its own, but there's a need for it. People know my reputation and they know I'm going to take care of them and I'm going to be a good business person. And here we are.
The person we talked to about your bus right before we sat down, she mentioned the driver. Do you provide the drivers?
Yes, because you have to have certain certificates, and I have to have them on my insurance, and the insurance is ridiculous. So, I mean, a bus is about almost $5,000 for insurance a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you have to carry passengers over 15, you have to have a CDL with a passenger endorsement, which means you have to be in good standing and understand how to carry passengers on the bus.
So
there's a lot to it.
You are a realtor and the owner of Rockin' Express.
Yes. And
a fleet.
It just keeps growing. And then
that is so funny.
Weddings, parties, concerts. And then I have a photography business on the side. Just a small one. I do like apartment complexes. Like I have Green Street Realty, Bankier, JSJ, Cochran's. I have those guys.
As in you take the photos for their
virtual tours.
You take
and
virtual
photos.
tours. Okay. So that's another business of yours.
Yeah. It's busiest in August. I don't do a lot throughout the year because they give me when the student turnover and everything, I go in and I do all that stuff and then I process. So I've got to streamline down and it's just a nice little side business that didn't need to happen either, but it's there.
Are we missing any businesses?
I'm selling my rental, my duplex, after the Renter from Hell story, as you probably saw on my Facebook.
No, tell me.
Oh, I'll have to, it's on Facebook somewhere.
Okay.
But I dabbled in rentals. I have literally no desire to own rentals, like none, not a one.
Okay.
But I had the Renter from Hell and she basically didn't pay, tried to get her out, had to go to eviction. She was Amazon queen, apparently. She couldn't pay her rent, but she had no problem getting all these Amazon deliveries. And she left one of my properties just trashed. Oh. And of course, I put it on Facebook. I was sharing and I couldn't put her name on there. Mm-hmm. But I did share my story and I cannot believe when I walked through and showed people how she left it and the story, thousands of views. I don't even know what's up right now.
Oh, really?
But I called her out.
Okay. You couldn't say her name, but she knows who she is.
But I got her picture off of Facebook from a friend of mine because she blocked me and I just happened to share it. But I mean, it was like a couple $1,000s out in the end.
There's not a lot of legal recourse.
No, and Champaign County is horrible about it. Honestly,
I'll
call it out.
Yeah.
They want to protect. I understand that there's some crappy landlords out there and we have to have protection. I'm totally for that. Mm-hmm. But when you actually take good landlords that are trying to actually do the right thing and then screwing them and it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong on all levels.
So we got out of that business.
It closes on Tuesday. It was the right time. Okay. It's a duplex, great. And I love the 2 renters now. I feel bad leaving them, but they understand my position. And one of them is actually going to buy a house. So we're still friends. We're on
you
Facebook.
still work together.
I love her. She's great.
You seem like you don't have a lot of downtime. You fill your days.
I do.
You
Yeah,
do.
I just don't tell people that.
Okay. What are we doing in our downtime?
I have a pool.
Okay.
I love my pool. And, during COVID, they told you not to go anywhere. So I made a beach. So I've got that. I like to cook. I love to just like watch some shows here and there. And I got on the Yellowstone stuff and all that stuff
so
and
good.
all my police shows and stuff like that and get some romance. I'm on some Netflix stuff, but I have downtime. Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Certain times of the year, I'm balls to the walls going. I mean, on all 3 businesses in August are going. It's like a 2 to 3 week process. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're all 3 going on all 3 cylinders. This is not supposed to happen like this.
Do you like busy over relaxed?
Yes, I don't sit well. That's how those businesses came about.
Okay.
So
okay.
if I sit, I create stuff.
Yeah.
So I have to balance that. That's why I'm learning to have my free time, not being on any boards right now. I'm on a committee for the state for the realtors, Illinois Realtor Relief. And we give out money for when there's disasters in areas and stuff, and we approve grants and stuff like that. But I would like to get on another board. I always say I will do 1 board at a time, maybe 2.
Okay. Okay. So usually and those are like 2-year stints sometimes?
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want to be on auction committees and stuff. I'm done with that. I've done that. I've chaired. I will support. I will sponsor. I will attend events. I like to attend events. I like the fall because there's a lot.
So you like getting invites to parties?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I like getting invites, but I don't like going.
Oh, I love to go. Yeah, and if I have
Really?
3 in a day, I'm like, how do I actually figure this out?
Wow. So you like a full calendar, a full
And I
dance card.
hate it when I have to miss. Like I got invited to something the other day, a grand opening of something, and I got pulled away and I couldn't make it. I should have went earlier, and I screwed my time up a little bit.
Okay, so you're available to people who need you.
Oh yeah, if somebody calls me and they say, "Oh, I'm busy," I'm like, "I'm never too busy for you." Real estate is my business. When you book with me, you're a client. You're a priority to me. You're always going to be a priority. Now, if you take advantage of my time, like somebody did recently, that didn't go very well. So,
When you say that, I'm hearing you had to show 300 houses and they didn't really want to buy. Am I wrong?
yeah, they screwed me around. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, she kind of, and I found out what was going on with her in her life, and I had to forgive her and go on. And sometimes that sticks with me. I'm like, why did you use my time up? And why were you so demanding? And why were you so mean and rude and all this stuff? And then I find out the behind the story, which I'm not going to, share. And I got it, and
You felt.
I forgive.
Yeah.
I forgave, and I learned something on that.
Time is priceless. Your time is the most valuable thing. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I will take all the time. If they're going to be a 2-year project, they're going to be a 2-year project. That's totally fine to find them a home. But just, don't, we have to go right now, and I want you to cancel everything that you got kind of thing. I don't like that because you don't cancel your kids' games, Why am I canceling my plans? I will move things around, though. My friends are used to me being a little bit late to events.
Okay, same.
Or their house.
Same.
They're used to me, my phone is on, and I'm watching my phone.
Yeah.
I may say, hey, I can't talk right now. Can I call you tomorrow?
Sure.
I always try to answer in the same day.
So you're good with responses.
I am good with responses. Every once in a while, I'm human. I will screw up. Trust me.
I think you'd be a good friend.
I think
I
I'm
really
a good
do,
friend.
yeah.
I have some long friends. I have ex-boyfriends call me and have me sell them houses with their new girlfriends. I mean, I think that should say something about me.
I agree.
But
So tell me, we're ending here, and it's been a wonderful. I've learned so much.
and there's so much more.
Oh
to
my
that.
gosh!
I know.
But tell me where people can find you, contact you, if you want that kind of attention, or
Well, if they want, people follow me on Facebook, Stefanie with an F, of course, and I have a lot of more followers than I realized. I do a little bit on Twitter. Instagram. I am going to get the TikTok thing going. I just can't figure what I want to focus on. And then, of course, I said something about, people have been wanting me to do a podcast, and, that happened. So, but my website, StephaniePrattHomes.com,
Okay.
they can find me pretty much on a billboard.
you're around.
Yeah, and
Find
I
her.
love making connections.
Stefanie with an F.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefanie.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this week's HyperLocal show. If you like what you hear or you need anything from me, let me know at hyperlocalscu.com. Also, search and follow HyperLocalsCU on all social media. Like me, follow me. Bye.